Okay. It's going to make a suggestion on how to approach, for example, or make work similar to, again, we're talking about sort of emulation, so this just has to be close enough, right? Again, we're learning, so but how to sort of take some of the work of student Susan Kare and make similar objects. So, for example, I just brought in just as a reference image. I found it online, and I brought this image of the Macintosh computer. So, one of the simplest suggestions again is that I can make is start with a building block, just similar to what I've been doing before. What I'm going to do to help myself is I'm going to create some guides first. So I'm going to essentially move my mouse pointer into the ruler. If you can't see the ruler, click View, and then just make sure that you view rulers. Right now it says Hide Rulers. You can go in and say Show Rulers, or Command R, or I believe it might be Control R on Windows to activate the rulers. But anyways, you can go into View, and then Show Rulers. So now I have them. So I'm going to click inside of the ruler, click and hold, and drag, and that way I'm going to create a marker or a ruler. I'm going to create another one right here. I'm just going to, it's not going to make it very incremental, so sort of a small, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a basic building block. I'm going to take a rectangle frame tool, or F, shortcut is F, and I'm going to come to the edge of one of these rulers and just sort of come to it. Again, we just want to make sure that you can see the rulers and you can follow them as a structure, but there's really, again, there's no need. You could just basically create sort of that building block, and I'm just going to sort of use it as that pixel or a building block. So I'm going to click next to the ruler, hold Shift, make sure I hold Shift so it's proportionally constrained, and I'm going to make a rectangle with even sides, or what we know as a square. I'm going to let go, and I'm going to fill it. Go to my properties, make sure I see the properties, go in here and fill it with black. And now I have a basic building block. I'm going to go to a direct or selection tool, click V. You can always click Escape, and that also will take you to the selection tool. And now I'm going to use an Option key. So I'm holding an Option key, or an Alt key on Windows. And if I hold Option key and click and drag from this object, it's going to copy it for me. So now I'm essentially getting another copy of this. And because I have this nice sort of a rail created by two rulers, I'm just going to keep doing this. Again, if you're struggling, or if sort of a coordination is not there, or you haven't, this is quite not working, you can always just right click on the object, select the object, right click on it and say copy. And you can just go in and say paste, and it'll create another object. And so I'm going to keep placing them, lining them up. So again, I'm going to hold Option for the sake of. So now that I created a few, so I'm essentially working off of this sort of a visual reference. So now that I have 5, I can now select all 5 of them and hold Option or right click on them and click copy, Command C, and then right click or control click and click paste. And now I have 5 of them, so I can effectively extend this, and so on and so forth. I can keep going and keep going and keep going, right? Oh, I forgot to copy. So one more. Okay, so now I have one of these sides. Again, I'm not going for exact sort of a replica of this. I'm just doing as close as possible. I'm going to copy one of these pixels. Again, Option, drag, or Command C, so copy and paste. And then I'm going to create the top, sort of this top bar right here. So I'm going to select, that many. Again, I'm sort of working hypothetically here. I'm not going to select all of them. I'm going to right click or hold Option, right click and copy, or hold Option and copy. I'm going to right click, copy, and I'm going to click paste. Now what I want to do is I want to rotate these. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. The easiest way and the fastest way is essentially just come to one of the corners of the object, and you notice the cursor just changes to this sort of a two arrows going into directions sort of on a curve. I'm going to bring it in there. I'm going to hold shift again because I want to rotate it and have it snap to uh, certain increments. So I'm going to hold shift and click and start rotating. So there you go. And now I let go of shift. And now I have all of these selected. I'm going to drop them right here. So now I have a good portion of this done. So now I really don't need to rely on this since I sort of my symmetry is established or my shape established. I'm going to grab all of this and move it more to the center to make my job a little bit easier like this. And now I'm going to select this side, right click, copy, paste. And now I can start establishing my side. And to help myself along, I can always create another ruler right here and sort of put it on the same line so I can snap these. I can align these. So I'm gonna grab this rectangle. I'm gonna right click. I just want to select, make sure I select one, right click, copy, paste. Here's one more. I'm gonna line it up there. And I'm just gonna take these two, this line or this side of the computer and move it this way. So now most of it is constructed, right? So it's created. I'm going to take this bar since it's already rotated, right? I'm going to select all of these squares here, right click, copy, and paste. And I'm just going to go in and do the bottom portion of and it looks like I'll take four more. So I'm just going to select four, copy, and paste. And there we go. Line them up. So now I have sort of the base of television. It looks like mine could use a little bit more, but it could be a little bit more elongated vertically, but that's okay. So now I'm going to create this base part. So I'm just going to select just these pixels. Again, right click, copy, and paste. And make sure they're selected and grab and move them down here. And then we need, so maybe I'll just do 3. So I'm going to select 3 right here. Copy and paste. And I'm going to line them up here. And then take this bottom row and line it up. That seems okay. Right, again, we're not going for perfection here. And there we go. So now I have the shape of the computer is established. Now I just need to create this part and all of these small elements. So I'm just going to select 4 here, copy and paste. That would be, it looks like that would be my sort of the diskette or a disk slot, right? If anyone remembers this. And I'm going to copy 2, again, copy, select 2, copy and paste. And I'm going to drop that. Looks like that's just our power button. And it looks like it's slightly lower than the others. So I'm just going to put it here. Okay. And now I'm just going to make a screen. So I'm going to select this many, copy and paste. And make it somewhere here. Copy and paste and make the top row. Something like this. And then however many I need in between. Maybe this many. Copy and paste. There we go. I'm going to drop this line down to sort of mimic the up. Selected more than I needed. Okay. Copy and paste. There we go. And so essentially you get a point, and then I can just take these two, again, right click, copy and paste. I'll bring them in here. And again, I'm going to rotate these. So I'm just going to make sure both of them are selected. Bring my mouse pointer to the corner. Hold shift. Again, make sure you hold shift. Otherwise, it's just not going to rotate. Oh, I just did the wrong thing. Hold shift, rotate. There you go. So it's snapping. And to certain increments. And this is my first eye. Copy this and paste. Looks like they're a little bit closer placed. So here we go, 2 eyes. And then I'm just going to use this to create the nose. Okay. And copy these two or one. Oh, like that. And then let's create the mouth, I should say. Okay. The mouse. And maybe instead of Susan Kare's Macintosh is smiling, mine is going to be frowning. There we go. And now I essentially created a replica that I could use as an illustration within my, or a copy within my stamp. And I created an easy sort of a, just using basic building blocks, I created both sort of an emulation of Susan Kare's artwork, and at the same time I also created my take on it because my, looks like I should delete this to be more in line with her design. But mine, mine is an interpretation. It's a frowny one. Hopefully this helps.